Welcome back. Revolutionary writers of the continent helped to change the narrative and give context to the realities of Africa during colonialism and post-colonialism. Africa's leading playwright, Nobel laureate Wole Soyinka of Nigeria, is also a novelist, poet, political activist, and essayist. Awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1986, he was the first African writer to be so honored. As a critic of Nigerian governments and African dictatorships in general, Soyinka's criticisms were searing and influential, resulting in not only arrest, but placement in solitary confinement for 2 years in 1967. But this did not deter his criticism of any African country he saw as corrupt, including Uganda and South Africa. A number of his plays were political, including Murderous Angels, about the assassination of Patrice Lumumba, the first Prime Minister of the Republic of the Congo. Soyinka is a prolific artisan, along with writing numerous copious plays. He has also founded 2 theatrical groups, initiated a music project, and has authored numerous poetry collections. Soyinka has taught in prestigious universities worldwide, including Harvard and Yale in the United States, Oxford University in England, as well as universities in Nigeria and South Africa. In addition to the Nobel Prize, Soyinka has received a plethora of international awards in literature, honorary degrees, and tributes. He was awarded the International Humanist Award in 2014. The major dramatist from Kenya, Ngugi wa Thiong'o, has written in both English and Kikuyu. An academician, the range of his literary contributions are broad and includes plays, novels, short stories, essays, criticism, and children's literature. Thiong'o is another writer whose work has been widely translated. The Upright Revolution, or Why Humans Walk Upright, has been translated into over 100 languages globally. Like far too many artists whose work is critical of their governments, Thiong'o was imprisoned in 1977 for over a year after writing and producing a play considered highly controversial for its post-colonial themes. I Will Marry When I Want critiques class struggles, poverty, gender issues, religion, and African traditional culture versus the adoption of Western ways of being. While in prison, he wrote the novel Devil on the Cross on prison toilet paper. After his release, he fled to the UK and then to the United States, where he has taught at Yale University, New York University, and is currently a distinguished professor of English and comparative literature at the University of California, Irvine. Thiong'o is the recipient of many international awards and honorary degrees. The work of Chinua Achebe of Nigeria is not only iconic, it is widely studied in university literature departments worldwide. Considered the father of African literature, Achebe was born in 1930, and he penned a number of insightful and notable works, giving voice to the African narrative of colonialism and its aftermath. The classic Things Fall Apart holds a pivotal place in African literature and has been translated into 57 languages and sold over 20 million copies worldwide. Achebe's work is still influential and has inspired writers and readers in all parts of the globe. While imprisoned, Nelson Mandela noted that in the company of Achebe's work, the prison walls fell down. In addition to novels, Achebe's literary work encompassed short stories, poetry, children's books, and essays, all illuminating Igbo cultural traditions, culture, history, politics, and the devastation of white supremacy on his beloved Africa. In 2013, at the age of 82, Chinua Achebe made transition, but not before being celebrated with numerous honorary doctorates, festivals, and conferences dedicated to his work, and an abundance of prestigious literary awards from Nigeria, the United States, Canada, Britain, and many others. Not to be forgotten, the revolutionary women writers of the continent were also influential, and their work illuminated the struggles of women. Born in 1929 in Dakar, Senegal, Mariama Ba was a writer and vocal political activist, criticizing the lack of women's rights as well as the neo-colonial government. Her writings were pointedly focused on women's issues, from polygamy to gender subjugation, exploitation, and abuse, including the lack of educational opportunities for girls. Her novels, So Long a Letter and Scarlet Song, lament the protagonist's struggles with Senegalese traditional polygamy and gender discrimination. Both books have been translated into numerous languages and are university staples of African literature courses. A prestigious boarding school in Senegal was named in her honor. Born in apartheid South Africa in 1937, Bessie Head was the child of an illegal mixed-race relationship. She was taken from her white mother, who was deemed insane for her relationship with a black man, and was committed to an asylum. Given to a white foster parents, Head was rejected and returned when they realized that she was not white. Still a baby, she was then placed with a poor colored family who were very strict. When her foster father died, she was removed from the only family she knew and placed in a state orphanage boarding school. Head did not know that she was a ward of the state, and upon expecting to go home for the holidays, was cruelly told the truth. Head suffered the onset of debilitating depression, and signs of mental illness appeared in the late 1960s. She wrote despite her illness, and it would become a theme in her work. She left South Africa and did most of her writing in her adopted country, Botswana, which granted her citizenship. Bessie Head was the first colored South African woman to publish her writings, including short stories, 3 fiction novels, and 3 autobiographical pieces highlighted by stories of encounters with ordinary people, spiritual questioning, and self-reflection. Bessie Head died in 1986 at the young age of 48. Nawawi El-Saadawi was born in Kemet and was an Egyptian writer, physician, activist, and psychiatrist. Her books are also centered on the struggles of women, in particular, women of Islam. She became an advocate against female genital mutilation, and her critiques of the repressive government resulted in her imprisonment in 1981. However, this did not deter her activities. She founded the first legal feminist group while in prison, the Arab Women's Solidarity Association. Denied pen and paper, she used an eyebrow pencil and a tattered roll of toilet paper to record her thoughts. Prolific, she is the author of over 50 books. Her classic novel, Woman at Point Zero, is a compelling tale about a female prisoner who tells her story of abuse and exploitation before her scheduled execution for murdering a brutal rapist. Ironically, The setting is the same prison where El Sadawi herself was held 9 years after the novel's publication. El Sadawi transitioned in 2021 at the age of 89 and is considered Egypt's foremost Arab feminist thinker, with her ideas inspiring generations of Arab women. Finally, I must share the Kenyan-born playwright, poet, activist, writer, and professor, Dr. Masheri Githwe Mugo. A literary critic and professor emeritus of literature at Syracuse University, she was forced into exile for her activism advocating against human rights abuses under Kenya's dictatorship regime. After police harassment, jailing, and being stripped of her Kenyan citizenship, Dr. Mugo relocated to Zimbabwe with her children in 1982. Granted citizenship in Zimbabwe, she met and became friends with the founding creative director of the National Dance Company of Zimbabwe, Dr. Karyamu Welsh, my beloved mentor, who named me after her. Moving to the United States, Iyade Masheri has written 6 books, 3 monographs, and has edited a number of journals, including Visions of Africa, the fiction of Chinua Achebe. She has also written 2 plays, co-authoring one with Ngugi wa Thiong'o, one of his major plays. Her autobiography, Writing and Speaking from the Heart of My Mind, is written from a traditional African, Pan-African, and feminist perspective. Dr. Mugo's activism continues in the United States. She is the founder and president of the Pan-African Community of Central New York and has been a speaker for Amnesty International and has a number of awards, including listing in the top 100 of Kenyan influencers of the 20th century. In 2021, Iyade Masheri was presented the Royal African Society's Lifetime Achievement Award in African Literature and continues her consciousness work. To conclude this double episode on revolutionary artistic movements, we must note that Black people poeted, sang, wrote for freedom, sharing their philosophies, hopes, struggles, and triumphs. Both Martin Luther King and Angela Davis wrote from their jail cells. Many others wrote compelling autobiographies, including Assata Shakur, Malcolm X, and Nelson Mandela. Freedom music encouraged us, fortified us, reminded us, and inspired us. The written works of numerous freedom fighters continue to illuminate the struggle for freedom today, from Ghana's Kwame Nkrumah to Burkina Faso's Thomas Sankara to W.E.B. Du Bois of the United States and Frantz Fanon of Martinique. Writers seeking to clarify the complexities of white supremacy are searingly insightful, bringing forth the history and contemporary effects, as well as solutions for today. Michelle Alexander, Cornel West, Isabel Wilkerson, Michael Eric Dyson, Ta-Nehisi Coates, and Heather McKee all have best-selling books that shine a bright light on racism. And then there's Nicole Hannah-Jones. She set the conservative world on fire with her 1619 project, reframing the historical African-American experience as the defining centerpiece of United States history. She also won a Pulitzer Prize. The revolutionary writers, musicians, poets, and artisans from the diaspora to the continent have contributed mightily to the fount of knowledge from which we can learn, grow, and expand, or, poetically speaking, the wisdom. The wisdom of our people is completely knowable. We must simply read and study to extract its valuable truths. The wisdom of our people is completely accessible, but we must take time to read it, think on it, meditate and internalize the knowing, then teach this history to our children. From Seba, reading, studying, learning, knowing, to Sia, gaining life-empowering insights. From Sia's insights to vision, seeing ourselves anew. And finally, from crafting a larger vision for ourselves to Heka, effective implementation of the plan, the strategy, the healing that leaves no one behind. The wisdom of our people is in each one of us, not so patiently waiting to be recognized, strategized, and actualized in order for us to collectively heal and return to the greatness, traditional greatness of the first people to walk the earth, who established the foundations of world civilization. It is our inside work for the next level of outside change. Understand this. We are the ones we are waiting for. Hotep. I am Mwalimu Melody Michere Van Putten, and I am dropping the knowledge. Ashe.
Truth, justice, righteousness, harmony, balance, order, reciprocity. 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 Justice, righteousness, harmony, balance, order, reciprocity. Truth, justice, righteousness,